Good evening everybody, welcome to Inside Line Racing 2 for the Italian Grand Prix and the last race of the week unfortunately. I'm loving this track and yeah, last time we're going to see it for a while. So I'm going to Umar and with me we've got Soup.
Yeah, Monza this week has really thrown up some hell of a races. ILR Xbox, ILR1 which we've just watched, which had the single most incredible drive I've ever seen. Cliffy winning from 20th on the grid to on the last lap is insane. So hopefully ILR2 can bring another season at Monza to an end in a fantastic fashion. But keep up. Have a look and hope. Avi currently leading the standings, 33 points ahead of Wisely, who's still in second in the championship. Not sure how, but he's there. And Zeno Mercedes is a point behind him in the standings in third. Of course, he finished outside the points in Hungary last time out. And of course, it was Will who won from lights to flag last time out. So should be an interesting one. And I saw earlier that Jake and Abby were practicing together, and they're very, very, very close on pace. But of course, the focus today is definitely going to be on the Ferraris, i.e. Corey and Scott. Tifosi, of course, out in force in Monza, and they got their man on the top last season, if you remember, Tom winning here in the Ferrari with that incredible move around the outside of Ascari.
I think that was on Corey, wasn't it? Quite ironic.
I think it was on one, definitely on a Williams for sure. I'm not sure if it was Paglia.
That must have been on Corey.
Yeah.
That's quite cool.
We're looking for times around the mid to high 18s. I think is what we're looking for the pole time. And
I saw in the chat 18.4 mentioned, I think.
Yeah, pole time in ILR1 was an 18.5, so they're going to be right around that pace, and it's a real short lap as well, so expect times to be really, really close together. And there is Jake, Will, Zeta, Mercedes all in the top three there, and from the looks of things, this is one of the tracks where you can start on the softest tyre and make it work. By the looks of things, judging off ILR1 seem to work for most of the guys. Compounds available, super soft, and medium, and easy one stop, 27 laps. So it should be relatively straightforward strategy wise. And we should see pretty much the top 10 starting on the super softs. Nothing really special there.
I think we'll see maybe the whole field either on supers or softs for the start. I don't think we'll see the mediums unless there's any early crashes. I think all these guys should be able to do the quickest one stop anyway. And a one stop that we haven't really got to see this season, have we? We haven't really got to see the top two compounds actually used.
No, everybody's been trialing, experimenting with tyres early on, but I think this is just going to be a straight fight the whole way through qualifying for super softs. Let's see if we can grab a lap with somebody. I think I'll hold off on that one. I'll wait for Scott to come around to do his lap. I think it's just appropriate right on board with a Ferrari around Monza. Unless we can get Corey on a lap. I think he's just about to finish one. Let's see if he continues on this lap. We're right on board with him anyway, as he runs down towards the Rettifilo for the second time on his lap. It's probably going to be an in lap anyway, because he's not opening the DRS, so I'm going to back out of that one and go back to Scott, because he's going to be flying around the circuit. A pole position, if you remember, Hockenheim. And let's see if we can grab pole position for Ferrari today. I mean, I don't mean to be mean to him, but I don't think it's going to happen. But
never know.
I mean, you never know. You never know. So, riding on board with the Ferrari of Scott, we're here in Monza. Onto the right hand side, you'll just see the old banking on the right hand side made out of wooden planks. You just see it on the right hand side. We run into the Rettifilo for the first time. It curves off to the right hand side. Into the Rettifilo, you just see it on the right hand side with the guardrail. Onto the power, down towards Curva Grande. No problem for these cars at all. No effort as we run down towards the second chicane for the first time on this lap. Under the Pirelli bridge, down towards one of the grandstands, onto the brakes. Try and cut that curve as much as you can, just dipping the wheel on the inside. Careful not to run out too wide to the gravel trap, and into the first of two Lesmos. Into Lesmo 1. The camber's working with you in that one. You always like positive camber because they're working with such low downforce that any camber that's there is there to help them. DRS underneath the old track, on top of the bridge there, just see the banking, and into Ascari for the first time, onto the brakes, down to 4th gear, running it into the curb, try and keeping the speed all the way through as we head down towards the Parabolica for the last time on this lap. And the Parabolica, Ascari and Parabolica, one of the few corners, a few original corners on this track. Parabolica has always been around on Monza. And so Scott comes to the line and in he comes, but it was a nice lap nonetheless.
So I noticed that Scott was really struggling for Ascari, and that is something that's been a theme this week in ILR, especially well, I've seen anyway, the likes of Renaults. I was on board with 2 Renaults in ILR5 and they both binned it, so yeah, I've seen a few cars bin it. I am one of them. I did bin it there as well. It's just such an impossible corner, so I think Scott was downshooting there, how careful you had to be to go through there. And as well, I don't think he was using his DRS, I don't know if he had a failure. Senna Mercedes says he's had a failure, so that's not good. But
no, that's definitely not good.
Yeah, I was trying this.
Car out on the yeah, I know. If there's one track you do not want your DRS to fail, it's here, where you're spending 85% of the lap on the throttle, and most of it is straight. So at least we're not back on the old 60s track, where that was even more on the throttle. That was 90% on the throttle.
Ah, yes.
Onyx goes quickest, 119.0 there, just a little bit ahead of Jake. But on the old track here, where the guys are in the pit lane, that used to be most of the straight, and then it would curve off to the right hand side into the tree line on the banking, and you carry on to a second banking and end up back at Ascari, pretty much. You loop back around on yourself and come back at Ascari.
Oh, car up there, Renault, in the wall.
Yeah, that's a Renault.
So that's Maldictus, and he was up at Ascari there. So the curse is back for me. Oh dear. Apologies to the Renaults in advance.
Yeah. Now Tao he's just beginning his lap, and he's just got a big he got a help from his teammate George on the way down the main straight, but he overcooked it into the retifilio a little bit. So he's had to it was nicely saved, but he's definitely lost a few tenths there. And Will's just popped into P2, and as you can see, as we expected, it's super close.
Ah yes, the top 12 all separated by just 1 second, and yeah, I mean the top 3 only a tenth between them, and we're still really yet to see what these Taurosses can do. I don't think that's their full speed yet. And Senna Mercedes, hopefully he gets his DRS fixed and can get a better time in there as well. But yeah, once again, we're not just seeing the championship contenders at their full speed just yet.
Yeah, I'd imagine there's a little bit of sandbagging going on. Or
Absolutely.
We're going to hear the characteristic complaint from Jake, oh, I could have gone faster.
Yeah, we should probably check for that at the end of this lap. Where is he, by the way? Must be getting
He's just
close.
coming through the Parabolica.
Yes.
I think he's just been on a lap.
Yep. Let's see.
So he's coming down DRS.
Oh.
Well, never mind. There's it's a very short pit entry. It's very dodgy. You can get it wrong very easily. Overcook it on the brakes a little bit. You're going to end up in that wall on the left hand side, which myself and Evil Dragon have ended up in that wall a lot of times. Now
Corey just started one in his Ferrari.
Yep. Tifosi paying careful attention to the screens now as they watch their man head around the track. Let's see, he's coming to the Lesmos using all the track there, a little bit sideways. Tao just popped ahead of Abby there, and you can see the two Saubers are separated by 1,000th of a second. George currently getting the better of him. Now I think Tao's got more pace than that because he overcooked it into the Redifilio a little bit, so I think he's got more pace than that. Corey on his way through Ascari.
That's in the
he's
wall.
lost it in Ascari.
No damage. How lucky is that?
No,
it
he's got damage.
Happened afterwards.
Delayed reaction from the front wing there.
The game forgot to break his front wing.
Yep. It had to decide, I'm confused, what do I do?
Oh, hold on, I just hit the wall.
Dutch Tricks, 118.8. He's the first into the 118s. Right there. And I think that one would have actually been good enough for the front row in ILR1s. That's kind of showing you what we're seeing. from these guys. It's about 0.3 of a second off of pole in ILR1, which is a really good effort. And I'm sure we're going to see some more fast laps from these guys, which is going to be interesting. George, by the way, he's putting in one hell of a qualifying performance today. P5, currently 119.44. It's unusual to see him this far up. Usually starts outside the top 10 and comes back to finish in P4 later on. But the last time I remember him on pole position was actually, I think, Season 3 Australia. And that didn't go well for him at all. He never does when he starts on pole.
Yeah. So Onyx started a lap again, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can actually challenge that 18, because that is very quick, especially for ILR2 standard. But we know these guys like to push it to the limit, and as I said, we still haven't seen all the championship contenders actually do a proper lap yet, so I could actually see this ILR1 pole being smashed, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
well, that's a real cut. That's a proper cut of the corner there from Onyx, and he's rightfully just abandoned the lap after that. Go and sit on the naughty step, breaking the rules there.
Well, I can definitely say we're going to see some more pace from these guys. Abby's currently still sitting outside the top 10, but he's currently on a flying lap through Lesmo, absolutely on the limit, touching the gravel a little bit as he went into Lesmo 1 slightly. So this is definitely a quick lap that we're watching from the German.
Absolutely. But Ascari, the all-important Ascari, if you get through here with any decent speed, it'll certainly help you. And he's sliding a bit through there, really compromised line, has exceeded the track limits, which is very strict around that corner. And I wonder if he's actually invalidated the time. We'll see. He's still pushing it.
Yep, pushing it right to the end of the lap, it looks like. And using all of the roll through Parabolica, DRS detection right there. DRS opens the run to the line, and it's going to be a 119.1.
Getting
still
quicker.
Not as quick. It is getting quicker, but it just shows you that's a hell of a lap from Dutch Tricks. As a reserve driver as well, remember.
Isaac's about to start one. I think he's got rid of his Brazil helmet. Ah, so he doesn't like it anymore, does he? He's got yellow still, but no green or blue, I noticed.
Yeah, I think he's got rid of that because it might actually bring him bad luck if he wears the Brazil one.
I think he's realised it's maybe not the best helmet for him.
Yeah. It's obviously a reflection back on his first ILR victory in Brazil last year, and he took that away from Corey on penalties.
Look at that! Did you see that? How much he was revving 7th there? He did not want to go anywhere near it. I don't know if he did that by accident or on purpose, but he was right up there.
I have noticed that is purposely done. You might actually notice it as well as we run down towards Ascari. I've seen loads of drivers doing it. Yeah, he's backed out of that one, but you'll see plenty of drivers revving out 7th gears and run down towards Ascari, because apparently it's a little bit quicker if you don't switch up to 8th.
I mean, he was right up
speed
there.
Up a hill, maybe
207 mile an hour. I mean, that is like pretty high up that gear. Let's see if Goody does that. Goody doesn't do that. He gears up about 196 there. That's quite interesting to see that. It must be quicker, but why would you do it? But it's just a surprising tactic.
You got EL off on the Lesmos. No, that was George just going slowly. But yeah, the split from 2nd to 5th is nothing, pretty much.
Good to see.
Yeah, and bit of 0.3 of a second down to George again. But again, I still think there's some pace left in the tanks from these guys.
Well, Goody's on a decent lap so far. I've just jinxed it. Off to Narnia.
He's completely gone off to Narnia. So we're waiting for Dutch Tricks currently provisional pole in the Williams.
George again, he's on good form. He's about to start another one. He's got his teammate actually right behind him of Ty, and he is is he on a lap? No, they're both starting a lap. Oh, this is going to be interesting. How are they going to deal with this one? Two Cybers racing each other, 225 miles an hour. For Ty,
strategic.
That is mad speed there from Ty. That'll really give him a proper advantage in this first sector. Expect to see this one being a very good.
225 miles an hour.
That is mad.
Wow.
And he got it slowed down perfectly as well. He has judged this beautifully at the start of this lap for Ty. A 25.9 in the first sector. That is quick.
Yeah. And you got to remember, there's actually 3 Italian teams on the grid. You've got Toro Rosso, you've got Ferrari, and you've got Alfa Romeo Sauber. So there's going to be plenty of support for the Saubers as well, since they're just a brand new team under Alfa Romeo ownership now. So they're the little Ferrari, I think, is what they'll be called. So let's see what Tao can do. That first sector is going to really benefit him a little bit here through this section, especially.
Really nice through there.
ZR Mercedes, by the way, third fastest. It's so close. 119.0, but nobody's still breaking into the 118s.
This surely must be a good lap from Ty. He's had the perfect start to it. Wasn't amazing in the middle sector, but was good for Ascari. And it's only 9.
No. He made a mistake somewhere, definitely. Surely.
On the exit of Lesmo 2, he was a bit shaky, but I didn't think it cost him that much.
Weislig, he's run out of chances. He's retired, and still looking like Dutch Tricks is going to take pole unless Onyx can do anything about it. Or is that a Mercedes, or Will, or Jake?
Well, Jake's been pretty good in qualifying recently, hasn't he? So you'd expect him to make some improvements.
This is his last chance right here, this lap right here.
Oh man, he's done what Ty did.
Yeah, he's lost on the exit of Lesmo 2, and all the top 4 are all on laps now, and still the reserve driver Dutch Tricks provisional pole by 0.2 of a second. He's following Onyx around.
If Jake gets away with that, I'll be very surprised. He's just cut the exit curve there of Ascari, and if he's done that, then that is going to gain him so much time, and if that gives him pole, then that'll be quite surprising. Because not only did they try to stay away from that curve, but he just went right over it and to the line.
Across the line, it's no improvement. Jake
How about
P5.
Will and Abby. Right there.
Yeah, Abby. Then a Mercedes couldn't improve. Onyx and Dutch Tricks are coming through Ascari. So this could be close. Dutch Tricks, he's just got a toe off Jordan. Corey couldn't improve. He's going to be starting 13th by the looks of things. So if the battle is between these guys, and Onyx is into the pit lane, he peels over to the side, Dutch Tricks is in. So the only one who's going to be able to challenge is either Will or Abby as they follow each other through the Parabolica for the last time in qualifying. Will's getting a good toe. He's peeling into the pit lane. What about Abby? He comes to the line. Oh, he just couldn't do it.
Oh, 6/1000 of a second. That really was you, wasn't it? And he was so close to pole position. What about Ollie? Did he actually finish? He went P7 there. So that's it then. Dutch Tricks and Will then. ILR1 pace. Take a bow.
Yeah. Take a bow, boys. Dutch Tricks' very first pole position in ILR as a reserve driver as well. That's very impressive. Very impressive indeed.
Let's see, where's Will? Not Will, Jake complaining about his pace. It's going to happen eventually, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm actually going to check the DMs as well.
So we
just checking.
you gotta check for it.
Well, there you go. 6/1000ths of a second between first and second, and I'm just seeing.
There it is in the stream
Onyx,
chat.
Yeah. Onyx was actually Onyx was up half a second and he invalidated it. So there you go. Dutch Tricks pole position. Will P2, Abby P3, Onyx P4, Zeta Mercedes in P5, Jake down in P6, Ollie P7, Paco in P8 in his debut, George P9, and Goody in P10. But look, you can just see second separating 14 drivers, 6/10 separating 12. So close.
So Jake was up 3/10. He was looking for that 18.8. Just didn't get it.
Just didn't get it. Never happens. But
well.
As we've seen, pole never goes well for him. So
yeah, loses what 5 places in first lap of Hungary, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he another race he broke the lobby, starting on pole position. I think that was Hungary as well.
That was Hungary, wasn't it? Yeah, he delayed the start by like a good 20 minutes and then bottled it.
And then Hockenheim. Let's not talk about Hockenheim. He didn't start on pole, but
well, yeah. It's the definition of being robbed, to be honest.
Yeah, it's even rubbed salt in the wound when he won on his own screen as well. And then he looks back and
could you imagine that? He starts celebrating and then he goes to the chat to celebrate and we're all like, yeah, we're so sorry about that DC, man. It's like, what? We won.
Right, let's have a look at
luckily
we're going to be seeing.
Luckily, he didn't tweet that out.
Luckily. But again, another kind of mixed up grid here. Dutch Tricks and Will, P1 and 2. I think if he just didn't have that little wobble out of Parabolica, I think that would have been pole. And Onyx could have had it as well, but any of these guys could have had it really. But there you go, Dutch Tricks reserve driver, first pole position in ILR for Williams. Will alongside him, Abbey, your championship leader, P3. Onyx lodges himself between him and ZR Mercedes, who's a point behind Weislig in the standings, and Weislig is all the way down in P13. Watch out for him, he's on the soft tyres. Ollie P7, Jake P6, Paco in the McLaren P8, George in P9, and Goody just inside the top 10. Tao just outside with free tyre choice in P11. Banana Times, that's probably the best qualifying from him in P12. Wisely P13, Corey P14, Tim Veg P15, Scott in P16, Costa P17, Jordan P18, and Maloditis rounding out the grid in P19. But definitely keep an eye out for Wisely, Corey, Costa, all those guys down the back, because they will make the moves up through the field later on.
I've noticed Tim Veg has taken the Scott route here. He's the only guy in mediums, so he's going to go quite far on this first
yeah,
stint.
he is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 drivers outside the top 10 on softs.
Yeah.
So they'll come into play a little bit later on in the race.
So the man with a number 1 in his car coming to line up on grid spot number 1. So I wonder if that's a good omen for him. Dutch Tricks, and that's his first pole position then, isn't it? So
it is his first pole position, yeah.
First
pole position, car number 1.
Just for reference, when I got my first pole position, I crashed. So
well, the last Williams to carry in number 1 was driven by Corey.
So that went well.
That's
a very bad omen.
Yeah, it's a very bad omen because he lost the race here. I think he did get a podium in the end, so won't count him out. But can he do a lights to flag victory like Will? But Will have the inside line to the first corner. Let's keep an eye on proceedings. It's the biggest concertina effect on the calendar, and it's round 14 of the ILR2 season. 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go. Dutch Tricks gets away well. Will gets away well. Looks like getting better traction in the second phase of the start. And look at the Williams trying to make a way through. And Onyx trying to find a way to find some space to work. And he comes to the outside of Abbey towards turn 1. Are they all going to get through cleanly? Onyx makes his way up to P2. Will challenging for the lead. Onyx looks like he's going to get the better of Will as well as they run on towards Curva Grande for the first time. Looking further down, it looks like there's been a problem for Maladiet. Well, I'm trying to see who had a problem down here.
And
it looks like Ollie, yeah. Ollie spun Abbey looking, and looks like Onyx is trying for the lead around the outside of the second chicane. That's brave. Trying to make contact. There's contact made, and Abbey's going to make his way through. Will on the inside now. So loads going on in the first. Oh, there's contact again as Will goes up the inside of the second Lesmo, and he's got into the lead. And Abbey follows him through. Great start from those two. So
oh wow, Abbey off though. They're really all
Abbey's
having a
off
bit of a messy lap here.
And Onyx now going to have to go around the outside of Ascari. Can he do that? Look at the trains they're running towards here. ZR Mercedes now looking for the inside of Dutch Tricks. Abbey couldn't get that move done. So now the biggest movers, Weislig, P8 already. Costa, P11. Got ahead of Corey. He's battling with Corey actually further down. Goody now under pressure from those guys. And Costa trying to come around the outside. And Abbey now battling with Dutch Tricks, trying to come back at him around the outside of Parabolica. That's going to be a brave one. In the background, you see Jake and ZR Mercedes going at it. This might end up a bit messy. Down in towards the turn 1 here. Will has now pulled a second away already as these guys battle. And Abbey trying to come down the inside of Dutch Tricks. Jake on the around the outside, trying to make a double overtake on Abbey as well. And it looks like he's got him. He has. So good job from Jake around the outside of turn 1. Not easy to do at all. And let's see if he can make the move on Abbey. So there's been a problem further down.
Oh, that's a big crash. 3 cars into the wall. Paco, Ollie, and Scott all in the walls. A virtual safety car. And that will
I think that's called for. I think that's called for. I think there should definitely be a full safety car because he's in the middle of the goddamn track.
Well,
But
yeah, it's a bit of a mess. I think we're going to see Banana Times have a little look at all this chaos as he drives past, probably wondering what's all happened there. But we're going to
yeah,
come
so
across
Williams
the
sitting
scene.
in the middle of the track here.
Let's just see how messy this is all looking. There's that Williams, which is avoiding. Look at that, under the grass to try and avoid him.
Yeah, virtual safety car still deployed, but Will, perfect start from him. I think himself and Dutch just made a little bit of contact through Lesmo 1 and 2. We're back racing again, green flag conditions, and Will 9/10, he lost out a little bit in the virtual safety car. As you can see, ZR Mercedes, oh, he's trying to come around the outside of Parabolica on Jake. Can he make that work? Jake looks like he's got back ahead. DRS is enabled, and George is going to get himself in the fray now. Oh, we're going to go 3 wide here, boys. Alfa Romeo trying the inside. Can he make a double overtake? The Spaniard trying to do them both down towards the Rettifilio, and it looks like he's going to do it. Down the inside of Jake. Jake's going to hold it on the outside in the McLaren. George still there on the outside with the traction towards Curva Grande for the third time today. He's on the inside. He'll have the outside line, but there's contact between them. There's a huge crash.
That's
massive
horrendous.
accident.
That is.
They're
all hitting each other ahead as well. They're all hitting each other as well. ZR Mercedes out of this race as well.
That is a horrible accident.
That is some of the worst driving I've ever seen in my entire life, honestly. How did they manage to do that?
Wise has got wing damage, by the way, and look who's up in P5 now.
I'm pretty sure Weislich was the one that actually put ZR Mercedes into the water, because Weislich was right in the back of that. He's the first man who came onto that, because obviously the 3 cars were all killing each other. And look at this, Costa
around the outside. Yeah, Costa, and also Tao is also up there too. Just go back up front momentarily. Onyx, very close. That was horrific. What I just watched.
I just don't even know what happened there. 3 cars wiped out just like that. And
Tim Begg's out now as well.
Look at Onyx. That's the lead of the race.
Onyx is all over, and he's gone. He's completely done him with the DRS.
Here comes
Onyx
Abby
in the background. Abby on Dutch tricks on the inside. Of course, this is perfect for Abby in regards to his championship, because both his championship contenders are now out of the race.
Well, they took themselves out, didn't they?
Corey.
They ran into each other.
Yeah, Corey Tafasi on their feet takes Tao. He's up in the P6 now. Dutch Tricks now. Dutch Tricks is coming back at Abby around the outside of the second chicane. Brave stuff. He's going to get squeezed there. Still alongside him, and it looks like he's done him. He's had to give him the position back, of course, but he's done him anyway. And Goody now gets Tao. Maladiktis, he started last. He's now 9th.
Yes, and we've already lost 5 people. It's only lap 4 here. Quite an atrocious start, to say the least. I'm going to have a little look back at that incident, because I don't know what happened there. It's like
penalty.
They both just turned into each other on that Curva Grande, and then they had ZR Mercedes slowing down to avoid it, and Weislich then running into the back. That's at least what I got from it. But I'll look back at it anyway.
I mean, I don't think Jake knew that George was on his inside.
I don't know how he couldn't, to be brutally honest with you. Here comes Will again with his overtake DRS.
Yeah, he'll have to go to the outside of the red field if he wants this one, yeah, and he's going to do so onto the outside line. Onyx gives him the squeeze, and he's going to go around the outside of the first chicane, gives Onyx the squeeze. There's going to be contact there, but they somehow make it work, and a great move from Will back into the lead.
That was nearly another accident.
And looks like Corey's been in the wars. He's gone in for a wing change. Yeah, it's not pretty.
Let's look back at this. So, I don't know, it could have even been decent. I don't think they actually touched, to be brutally honest with you. But then Jake loses
the move here. So Jordan on Maladiktis into the second chicane. Nice little battle here, boy. Oh, that's Goody in the wall.
That's Goody, yep. Well, how's he done that?
The curb. He's lost it on the curb.
These guys are acting like ILR free drivers.
Yeah. Now, even after all that carnage, Weislich's still in the points. So he's still got that to him.
Anyway,
Onyx.
On that incident, honestly, I think it was decent. But anyway, I'm just trying to see. Yeah, Weislich did run into the back of ZR Mercedes and take him out. So I wonder if that'll be looked at. Because I think ZR Mercedes was trying to avoid the incident, because there's 2 cars who just flew across him. Anyway, here's another move for the lead.
Now going to get past Will again. No DRS. Well, actually, no, he pops it open at the end, but As you can see, the DRS super effective around Monza, and he's back into the lead. So we're going to see a lot of that. And Dutch Tricks, he's going to get back at Abbey, maybe. No, not quite. I'll tell you what, Malaplicus and Jordan are having a hell of a fight here. They're up in 6th and 7th now.
Well, only 14 drivers left. They're really making an advantage here of not getting involved with any incidents and just letting it all happen around them. And you wouldn't expect this to be one of them races where if you get to the finish you're probably going to do well, but it happened in ILR3 as well. Happened to a certain extent in ILR5. I don't know about ILR1.
No, it definitely didn't happen in ILR1.
Yeah. But I don't know, I think the likes of a Scary and just, you know, general silly incidents, I think just make this track that little bit harder to do anything on.
Yeah, it looks like the battle for the victory is most likely going to be between these two. Onyx and we've got a problem in Sector 1. Looks like it's been cleared. And Will, he's going to try to the outside of Parabolica. Why not?
That's a bad idea, because it gives Onyx the DRS on the exit.
Yeah, I think Onyx didn't even fight it because he knows. The DRS detection is around the first corner. So, DRS detection there, and Onyx is going to have the DRS to get straight back past him again.
Not the smartest piece of driving from Will there. But he'll learn from that.
Past.
He will learn from that.
Yep. And Dutch Trick's not letting go of the back of Abbey.
Oh, Abbey nearly spins it into turn 1. Wow. That could have affected him on the exit there. But not.
I don't know if Dutch Tricks picked up damage from that. He hit the back of him. I'm not too sure if he picked up any damage.
I think they're okay. It was only a small tap, but you know, in a braking zone like that, a small tap can just send you spinning.
Yeah, lap 7 of 27. 2 leaders stuck together like magnets.
Got a battle for P11. I remember at Banana Times he was last. He had to pit at the start, and he's already back up to 11. We may lose that though. As Paco, he's already been involved with 2 incidents himself today. He's going right round the outside of him. Yeah.
And just looking back at the battle at the front, this is, I don't know, Onyx is probably going to do the same thing here and just see if he can let him through. And maybe force him to pass him, almost. Yeah, exactly. He actually backs off. He backs off, by the way, and just lets him straight through.
What a tactic this is. And that is, you know, that's exactly what Abby's doing in the same situation.
Oh, Abby's lost it!
That's the second time we've seen him lose it. That's the second time we've seen him do this.
And he's lost a bit of his front wing, and Costa now is going to get P4 as Abby peels into the pit lane. And Onyx, by the way, gets straight back past Will on the straight, which now puts Malaplicus and Jordan 5th and 6th.
So where's Wiselig? Is Wiselig going to get ahead? It's going to be a bit touch and go. I don't think he's quite going to get there. But yeah, these championship guys, they're not really doing themselves any favours, are they?
No, Sector 3, oh, you had to curse him. Banana Times is out. That's his 11th DNF this season.
Well, oh well. He can maybe break some ILR records of that at this rate.
So Abbey back out in 7th, and Weisig's only ended up about 5 seconds behind him in the end. So again, I think, in a way, racing gods have looked on Weisig again.
To be honest with you, right, I don't know how far Will is off this championship lead, but he's on course to take at least a chance at a 3rd win of the season. You've got to consider him at some point, haven't you? If these guys keep messing it up and he's right up there for the rest of the season, consistency is key, as we did find out with Weisig at the start of the season. Will could still force himself into this championship. We've still got 7 races to go after this one, so plenty of time to get stuff done.
He's still mathematically in it.
Yeah,
you know, he's 76 points off the lead. Yeah, he's 76 points off the lead.
When they're all crashing into each other, then he's out there in 2nd place. That's going to be closing the gap quite a lot today.
Yeah, and he, today, if he finishes where he is, of course, he's going to take 4th in the championship, so he's going to be up there, and it's going to put him, I think, around 26 points behind Zeta Mercedes. So yeah, he's going to be right in it.
It all comes ahead at the end of the season. We could be looking at a 4-car showdown with the way this is all looking, but still a long way to go before we think about that.
Wiselig, he's catching. So he's on the fresher tyres, of course. But he may end up out of the points, actually. Just thinking about it.
Or maybe just in 10th,
Yeah.
actually.
He'll end up, yeah. That's why he needs to push now. Those tricks penalty there.
Will has actually got his ERS, by the way, right up to full, so he's ready for another attack. He's much closer than he was in the end of the last lap.
He didn't let Onyx do the same thing to him that time.
Oh,
So
no.
he's going to get him on the straight this time for sure.
Here we go.
The slipstream. Here we go.
Not closing as quickly as I expected, but he should still get there in time.
He should get, yeah.
Backs off.
Out.
Backs off.
Backs off it. Yeah. So with the if Costa closes up a little bit more, Dutch Tricks is going to put him in a podium position, which is going to be quite something considering he started a long way back. Guys in 4th, 5th, and 6th are all up 13, 14 positions from where they started, just by keeping them their noses clean.
Yeah.
Like this up in P5, like that's brilliant.
Here comes Paco again. He's going to be trying to get by Ty this time round to get himself back into the points, and he should get that done rather easily. Down to his turn 1. There you go.
Tau's not fighting.
Yeah. Well, he knows he's going to get overtaken. There's no point fighting a losing battle. Let's see Will, though. He's very much closing as Onyx
lost it. Yeah. And now Onyx is going to do the exact same thing here, though. He's going to back off and let him throw. He's defending this.
Wow.
He get a bit of a squeeze there towards the inside, and Will down the inside of the parabolic. That's going to give Onyx the DRS.
No, it's not. I don't think it is actually. I think Will was just
might be a little bit. Well, they're in.
Oh wow! Oh man!
Oh, that was clever. That was clever from Will.
Will knew what he was doing there. Onyx has been surprised there.
Dutch Tricks in. Costa's going to stay out because oh hell to hell with it. I'm going to leave the race.
so oh, is Will being held? I think Dutch Tricks may have got by him. I don't know.
No, he didn't. No. And in the end, actually, he gained time with the stops because Dutch Tricks got held on the Onyx got held as Dutch Tricks came in.
Alright.
So where does that leave? Now Abby's actually going to get the jump on Dutch Tricks, but he is on older tyres of course, and Weislig's actually going to get in front of him as well, but he's going to need to pit again.
Well, Abby can go to the end from here, so really that mistake won't actually cost him anything in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
But
and Corey should be able to go to the end on his mediums too. As long as he takes care of them, of course. Onyx another penalty. Now that's not going to help him. He's 6 seconds of penalties now.
Yeah.
We see the unusual sight. Costa in the lead. Well, that's not unusual, but Malabakis and Jordan P2 and 3. So they're on the soft tires as well. They're going to get a little bit longer as Jordan picks up a penalty as soon as I mention him.
Oh, that's a big moment there from Jordan. I was just watching Malditis in the background. See Jordan snaking through a Ascari there. Not wanting to bin it here. Doesn't get many opportunities to be.
Penalty.
So these guys don't get too many opportunities to run right at the front of the grid anymore, and they'd hope to not bottle it as Jordan bottles it. He's pitted. What's he done that for? That's really early.
Malabakis stays out, and this is the first time he's had a Grand Prix. So welcome to the front.
Mediums for
Jordan. Okay, interesting. Now Costa, he's going to come out. It's going to be tight with Abby. Actually, he might have jumped him. Well, actually, he's going to come out with Abby. He's going to come out just in front of Weislig.
Right, so that's going to be P4 then. So he'll be up there with that one.
He jumped Dutch Tricks as well.
Yep.
So he's in P4. Yeah, P4.
So, miles like this, you'd imagine is on the sensible strategy of just staying here until it's time to go into the supers, while Jordan's gone with a, no offense to him, slightly nonsensical route of going on to the mediums. I don't know, why would you not just start in the supers if you're going to go into the mediums?
I can't imagine that was intentional.
Well, even still, just stick it out and get your supers at the end. It's much better than running around on the mediums.
Yeah. So let's see if Costa can catch up to Abby.
You know, if he had damage, remember, if he had damage, this is like the lowest range you get to anyway on the track, so it's not really going to matter, is it? Not that much, so I don't really know what his thinking was there. It must have been intentional.
Oh well. Dutch Trick closing up to Wisely now. With the slipstream. He'll get a double toe wall from the Red Bull of how he's peeled into the pit lane. So fast lap of the race from Dutch Tricks as well. As Costa, he's now chasing down third overall now. And,
yeah.
Corey's going to be in a net P6, I think. P6 overall. Paco's going to be there as well, right around there. Costa gets the push on. See if he can catch up to Abbey.
So it's a Fosse here. Might be about to see a Ferrari overtake. Just by the way, we've got Scott trying to get out of last place.
Yeah. Can you do it on the inside of the first?
Nah, not gonna happen. The Fosse all sit back down again.
Yeah. We'll come to a little bit of a lull in the Grand Prix.
Oh, Jordan's really struggling now on the mediums. He's got Ty on the inside into Lesmo 1.
Ooh.
I don't know, Jordan's really struggling out there, isn't he? And these mediums, they're terrible tyres, by the way. I must admit, like, if you want a strategy where you don't need mediums, don't go on mediums because they're horrible tyres. It's really, really costing right now.
Oh, Tao on the outside of Ascari. Is he going to...
Man, what a
Jordan
move.
going to back off that one. Yeah.
Oh, he hits him.
Oh, he's hit him in the back.
Again!
Hit him in the back.
Jordan's
nudge.
Man. Just calm it down.
Of course, he was in a Ferrari last season.
Yeah, that went well. They won the constructors, so
yeah, they won the constructors. Best finish is second in the last round.
Yeah.
And Dutch Tricks, he's all over Corey. Sorry, not Corey, Costa.
Yeah.
Still on down towards the Rettifilio again. Maladictus, by the way, still out in the lead.
So will Scott have his? Will he have his Ferrari move? No, it's looking impossible.
Unlikely.
You never know.
He's gonna have to stop again shortly.
Oh dear, Scott.
Yeah.
Hello and again at the back, he'll find himself.
Yeah,
maybe he'll get lapped. He'll have some fun there.
Yeah, Costa, he's catching Abbey very quickly. Just caught half a second on him there.
And Dutch Tricks, he's bringing him with him. This could get interesting.
So, I suppose when these guys catch up to Abbey, this is going to be the battle for the podium.
Yes.
And Onyx, he's unable to keep the pace with Will now. He's dropping back as Maladictus falls down thanks to his worn softs. You can just see Will in the background now. What about Dutch Tricks? Can he get Costa this time? I'm sure he can. Right,
surely it's his best chance. Up to 4 energy.
Defensive.
Overtake mode. Should be easy
see
here.
You later.
And there he goes.
Into what is net P4 as they catch Abbey quite rapidly. Now, Costa needs to know. He wants to try and stick behind him and let him drag him up to Abbey because he's actually got a lot more usable energy than Dutch has got, and George has left the session, unfortunately.
George, he was already out of the race, so he's just sort of decided to stop watching. But Scott, is he going to get his move this time? No, he was close, but he sort of just decided not to. Will, though.
Second between the top two now.
What's going on here with Will? Is he just going to be let through? Yes, he is.
Yeah, no contest.
Smart decision there from Maladictus.
Yeah. It goes wide into Ascari
wasn't too smart.
He did that. No, but he's still in a very good position here. Will weaves down the straight as a thank you. And Costa trying to stick with Dutch Tricks. So you see the dirty air will affect him through Ascari. Dutch Tricks runs very wide.
It's quite scary, that line, if you get it wrong.
So Maladictus is going to stay out. He'll have the benefit of a little bit of DRS from Will, which will help him up. Costa, can he get back past Dutch Tricks? I think he's got enough to do so.
He's closing up quickly here. He might well fancy it if he does back off. Oh, does he? Oh! A little bit of a dummy there, really. A little bit of a ruse.
He's got a lot of energy to use.
Yeah, he's plenty of energy to use, and I don't know, is he waiting for Dutch Tricks to maybe start to catch up to Abbey? Because they sort of stopped doing that. Maybe he fancies to go himself.
Tout penalty. But, Abbey's just trying to nurse his tyres to the end.
Yeah. And they're going to get pretty bad compared to these softs, I would have thought. So they really need to make them work, but I don't know. It doesn't look likely at the moment because they're too busy fighting each other.
Yep. So,
why is Maldactus now gonna come out though? Because he is starting to lose time, and I wonder just if he's gonna pit on the next lap, possibly do 10 laps. Oh, that's a big moment there from Dutch Tricks there. I'm pretty sure that was him that lost it on the exit there of Ascari. Just saw that in the background there.
No, Maldactus still staying out. So he's trying to get within the usable life of the super softs to get him to the end. And Costa, can he do it on Dutch Tricks this time? DRS open as he flies down towards the first chicane. Surely, as he runs towards the first corner, thinks about it, shows himself the mirrors, forces Dutch Tricks to lock up and go deep, but he covers it on the way out.
So Dutch Tricks rather lucky to survive there at Ascari, but he may not.
He might get him into second chicane. He might get him into second chicane. Here gets towards the inside. He's alongside. Onto the brakes goes Costa, and it looks like he's going to get it done. Dutch Tricks holds on the inside, forces himself across the chicane.
So bad. You don't need to do that. Imagine
that's the second time he's done that today.
I think Costa's going to be too impressive with that, to be honest with you.
No, and Dutch Tricks makes a mistake, yeah.
And he certainly won't have any mercy this time, will he?
No.
Nope. There you go, straight back past.
Straight past.
And look at how much time that's cost him to Abbey now, 4 seconds back.
Yeah, they lost a second and a bit through that. As Onyx has now caught up to Maldactus. And is he going to peel into the pit lane now?
Yes.
Yes. Right, so he's going to come out, I think, around Corey and Paco, that area.
Oh yeah, Paco's still making moves. You got to say, he's got good pace. If he didn't have his issues at the start, he would be right up there. I think he's having a really decent, decent race. Oh, he's pitting as well.
Yeah, he's brought those softs 14 laps. Going to put Corey P6. And
so
Maldactus on the way out
versus Ty should be pretty clear who wins that one. That's going to be P7, and that is a pretty good result if you can hold it. And it had the pace to start
Dutch Tricks has got back past Costa. Actually, probably did it down the straight.
Yes, he was pretty close coming out of the final corner.
Yeah, but Maldactus has already had his best finish has been 5th this season. Well, let's see if he might be able to replicate that. He did it in Monaco, that 5th position. That was a race of attrition as well.
Yes, well, I can see much attrition after the sort of start phase, which is, well, surprised me actually. But especially with quite a lot of close racing that's been happening.
Yeah. So this battle rages on. Abbey still on the podium at this point in time, which is crucial. Keep himself in the championship, but Will is still out in the lead by 5 seconds. And don't forget that Onyx has got 6 seconds worth of penalty. So right now Abbey's actually second. Now I think Onyx should pull in front of. As I say, that Abbey just made a mistake into the first chicane. He locked up. So Onyx has just got to keep himself clean. Onyx has had a best finish of 6th this season, so it'll be nice for him to get on the podium. And Will, of course, he's trying to take 2 wins in a row, and there's only one driver that's actually done that, and that's Ed on Mercedes. So he's mounting a little challenge to the title later on, and I think Will might actually have turned into Costa from last season. Starting to pull the wins out of the bag now.
Yes. So I'm just watching the Jake incident. He actually put it into the chat, his on board of what happened. So I'm just going to see if it was desync or not.
Dutch Tricks got a penalty. Another one.
I don't know, but that was pretty close.
Yeah.
I'd imagine.
Weislig, I think, actually about to make a move on Jordan. He's super close to him. Weislig needs all the points he can get. Oh, Jordan gives him the squeeze. He has to go around the outside of Ascari. Is Jordan going to fight it? No. And Weislig gets through to P9, which is 2 points, and Costa back past Dutch Tricks on the main straight again.
I'm watching Zeta Mercedes on board now. We'll see what this reveals about the incident as well. Oh, I don't know, it does look a little like desync there, and he did really well to avoid the incident, and then Weisig just smashes him into the wall. I wonder if Weisig will be facing a bit of a repercussion for that, because he did just sort of ram him into the wall there.
Yep. We'll see in due course anyway. Maledictus did briefly had the fastest lap, but Paco just took that away from him. 7 laps left on the lap counter. Not long left. And pretty eventful, but definitely could have been more eventful had we not had those guys go out in the early part. Guys like Zeta Mercedes, George, Jake, all of those guys could have played a part.
Absolutely. I think Jake was saying in the chat, doing his usual, oh, I could have done this, I could have done that. He thinks he could have been on the podium. And especially with Abby's mistake, I actually probably would agree with him. A lot of people seem to be quite angry about the VSC. Probably didn't quite help him out there.
Yeah, so I just noticed that Costa has broken DRS.
Yes.
So he's got ahead of Dutch enough just to break the DRS a little bit, and can now just focus on seeing if he can bridge the gap up to Abby, who's holding station in P3. And see if Maledictus can maybe catch up to Corey. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I think P6 is probably going to be the best he's going to hope for if he can catch up to Corey. Because it's going to be a bit of a tall order for him to catch another 8 seconds up to the battle between Costa, Dutch Tricks and all those guys.
Well, I mean, it's 3-lap-old supers versus 16-lap-old mediums originally. I imagine he could catch Corey by the end.
Yeah, but, Dutch Tricks got back into DRS again. This guy's exchanging times, exchanging positions. Very different lines from the two guys going through Ascari.
They've been pretty good for Ascari today. There's only been 1 or 2 of them who've actually binned it through there. So they've been able to do a good job there.
The only person who's actually binned it, really, well, the 2 corners that they've crashed have been the two kind of easiest corners, I'd reckon. Curva Grande and Parabolica.
Yeah.
Curva Grande is literally just completely flat and a little kink right, but of course I think they were 3 wide. So that never ends well, really. But I just noticed actually Onyx, he's starting to chip away.
Not enough.
At will. Not enough though. He's pulled half a second, but even if he caught half a second a lap, it's still not really going to be enough. And plus he's got 6 seconds worth of penalties to his name.
Yeah.
While Will has got a grand total of 0.
Looks like Paco is trying to get into the points, and Jordan's day started so well.
Oh,
he's about to
late move to the outside.
It's about to go back to the norm. He's out of the points again, is Jordan, and yeah, a strategy disaster class there. If I'm brutally honest with you, I don't know what he was thinking, and it's costed him.
Yeah, well, Maledictus is definitely going to catch Corey. He's just pulled a second out of him that lap.
And
so
that's
looking good for P6. And Maledictus, he's just took the penalty.
See, it didn't work. He'll still catch him, just may not keep it. But
right,
Dutch Tricks pulled that DRS back, and he's well, look at that overspeed. No match.
Yeah, 210 miles an hour versus 200 miles an hour. Bit of a difference.
Yeah. And a nice, easy overtake.
So, come to the end of round 14, heading to Singapore next time.
A race that is, I think, was wet last season as well.
Yes.
And so, I think a bit of a... Was it Costa Masterclass again in the rain, where he started to prove himself again?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think Zeta Mercedes is going to need a Costa-style resurgence, because he's really had a poor time recently, hasn't he? As soon as we start to consider him for the championship, he's got it all wrong.
Yeah, he's had it. The last 2 Grand Prix have been disasters for him.
Hopefully the same doesn't
P12
happen
last
to Will,
time out.
because Will really is putting himself in the frame for this. And the final third of the season, we will have 4 people in the running for the championship, and I have a feeling that it's only going to get closer and closer as he gets to the end of the season, especially with Abby only 3rd, so that's 10 points lost to Will, and Weisling in 9th, and Senna Mercedes out. Not looking too bad for the Mercedes driver.
Right, Costa again now going to get past Dutch Tricks. He defends, but the overspeed should pull him ahead enough. Unless Dutch Tricks sticks it back down the inside, which he does. And that was close. And Costa gets him around the outside.
Big slide from Dutch Tricks as well on the exit. So Costa gets away. And we'll see them again on the next lap.
Yep, we'll see the swap again. So
at this rate with our swaps, I think Dutch Tricks always been off. Dutch Tricks been off. He's lost a bit of time there. He's nearly out of DRS. I was going to say, at this rate, Dutch Tricks would be passing him for the last time on lap 27 and would be getting that position. But maybe not after that.
Yeah, well, just checking the standings. Avi, he's just sitting himself in the perfect position to actually take second. In this race.
Ah, yes, of course.
18 points, of course. Yeah, 18 points, of course. Valuable 18 points. Which
good
would put him...
really.
Yeah, well, he's going to pull... Well, Wisely currently in P9, but he might actually take P8. He's caught up to Tau. Which would give him... I think it's 4 for 8th place, not too sure. I'll just check. And I'm pretty sure... Oh, Dutch Tricks almost runs into the back of Costa.
I think he did give him a little love tap, but nothing more.
Yeah, it's 4 points for 8th place, which would still keep Weislich second in the championship, of course.
Yeah.
And it would mean that Abbey would pull a further 14 points ahead in the championship, which would put him 48 points, I think. 47 points, sorry. 47 points clear.
Oh, Dutch Tricks! Once again, they nearly had a big off there. Just about lives to fight another day, but he needs to be careful. He's got P5, don't bottle it now.
Yeah, so Wisely right up behind
another big moment! Then tires
are going off, obviously,
Yeah.
Tires are he might be overheating, might be the problem.
Possibly.
2 laps to go. And Abbey, he's getting in the danger zone of dropping out. Which will still give him a podium, of course, but...
Them 3 points could be crucial to his championship at the way Will's driving at the moment.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. Will is going to move into 4th in the championship with that 25 points. It'll be and Scuba's not here, so it'll be a no score. It'll be a no score for ZR Mercedes as well, which is a crucial one. ZR Mercedes is 34 points off the lead. 25.
Oh, he's in the wall!
And out.
Oh man.
He's tried too hard. Pole man is out in the wall. And all of a sudden, Corey's now P5. But Maladakis might actually match his best finish of the season now.
Yeah. I just don't understand that. Like, just keep it going, man. Don't die. Just lay it on.
So Will about to enter the final phase, the final lap of the Italian Grand Prix. And in a way, it's almost been a lights to flag victory. He's had to battle with Onyx a lot, but in the end, he's held on. And 2 wins in a row. The only other guy that's done that is Emma Mercedes. So he's mounting a late title challenge here. So he'll come within 51 points of the championship lead, I think, if my maths is correct.
That's pretty close, isn't it?
That's well within the realms of possibility.
And Weisling, this will be for P7 now. getting
That's a
better.
crucial move. He needs it. So around the outside, Tao is not going to put up the fight, and Weisling is now into P7. So just trying to minimise the damage that Abby's going to do. Final sector for Will, coming through Ascari and down towards the Parabolica for the last time. And keep an eye on that battle between Weisling and Towers. That's probably going to still continue. Towers going to have worn tyres, but that might come to a head. But Will, masterclass of a drive.
He's
And
really
is this a late title challenge?
He's really has put himself into it.
From 2. Will wins the Italian Grand Prix. Onyx his first podium in ILR2. Abby, by the looks of things, is just going to take P2. No, he doesn't. He takes P3. Costa comes across the line for
just
4th
1
place.
second off in the end.
Abby had a penalty then, so that was crucial. Corey, don't know how he got 5th, but he's going to take 5th.
Yeah, comes
Great
to the
job
line.
from the Ferrari driver. Maladike does fantastic drive.
My driver
The
today,
P6.
probably along with Costa, to be honest. They both made 13 places down to really decent drives from the two of them. Look at that, it was pretty close actually down for the end, wasn't it?
Paco actually nabbed 7th.
Look at that.
Yeah, he did.
So a good day for Paco as well. You know, after all the stuff that went wrong, especially for a reserve like him, I think it's his first appearance, isn't it? I think he's had a good day as well.
Yeah. Jordan, I think he might have actually just finished in the points. Never mind.
No, he lost
managed.
it. He lost it. He had too many penalties. He just went a kamikaze when he got onto them mediums. But yeah, Dutch tricks. I can't believe he bent it like that. He just got wide onto the gravel and just spun. He got it all wrong as you can, and then just spun off. Really poor there. But yeah, Brandon Lee looks nothing like that, but we'll continue on anyway. Spraying the champagne, not like he did yesterday, did he?
No, wasn't very happy.
Nah, he wasn't happy at all, was he?
Yeah.
Proper angry, wasn't he? It's hilarious.
Well, of course, congratulations to Onyx as well on his first podium in ILR2. Abby once again in 3rd place. And it's been a while since we've seen him on the top step now, actually. So, 30 seconds worth of penalties there. Costa, avoiding the penalties well, managed to get 4th place. And now, with that win, Will is well within a shout of the championship now. He's 51 points off the championship lead. So, yeah. So now we have a 4-way battle for the title, really.
Yeah.
So it's shaping up very nicely. Very nicely indeed, heading into Singapore.
A race where we're going to see no tyre temps, which it's a blessing, isn't it? Because we don't want to see the burning hot tyres ruining races because the game's bad. So, yeah. Will's here.
And
he's not here. Well, I was actually gonna interview him now. I was looking forward to that. Oh well.
Yeah. Anyway, Paco P7 and fast slapped the race on his debut. Not bad.
You gonna stay this time?
Might as well.
Yeah, might as well. Well, we weren't really planning an interview, but we might as well.
I saw the party was open, so I thought I might as well join it.
I forgot to private it. Oops. Well, like I said, we might as well interview you. You're in this challenger now, aren't you?
I think I might be, Owen. Yeah.
Yeah. You're looking good
well,
now.
I think if my maths is right, you're currently 51 points off the championship lead and now in 4th. So we now have a 4-way.
Yeah.
So, oh dear. So now 4-way battle for the title. Did you think you could win today from the get-go, or was it kind of a surprise?
Well, I didn't think I'd qualify 2nd. I thought I'd be maybe like 5th or 6th, but I picked a good person to stay behind. I knew he had good pace, Abby. Then I had an okay start. I dropped down to 3rd, but I was staying in that front pack. Then I saw Onyx went around the outside of Dutch. Then I think I might have hit Dutch on his screen, but there was definitely no contact on my screen. Then I sat behind Onyx, then we pitted on the same lap, then I just pulled away and won.
Yep, well, that's 2 wins in a row, of course. Heading into Singapore now. Is that one of your how do you feel about that track? Is it one of your favourites or is it one you're dreading?
Um, I'm not really too sure. I've not really driven it on this game. I know the tyre temps are quite bad, like they are on most tracks, but I'll give it a go. I just hope I can bring the gap down to Abbey again, and wisely than Mercedes.
Yeah. Anything else on?
Well, nah, nothing else to add. Just 3 wins now this season, looking good now. Sort of coming out of nowhere, a bit like Costa last season. Hopefully you can actually convert it. But yeah, means we could have a pretty decent last third of the season anyway. 4 men in the championship.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Anyway, I think we should probably get this ended now. Thank you all for watching, and we'll be back next week for all the Singapore races, and ILR5 and ILR6 will be on at 6:30 on Thursday. Until then, see you, safe travels, and yeah, take care.